Hi everybody, Dacob here. Welcome back to the Fashion Bunker. As promised, here is the second reveal. Well, actually, you already know what it is, but it is the second in-depth and in detailed review of one of the two Chanel brooches that I purchased end of last year. This here will be the tiny little reveal. Second reveal, second time coming. This is the sort of pouch that they use nowadays in 2016 for their costume jewelry. This one does have a sort of little thing here. I don't know if you can see that. It has like two holes there to put the brooch in, but I just think this is torture for the brooch, and with time it would stress the brooch and the brooch might break. So again, I already took out the, this little piece. It's also in here, but I already took it out. For those of you who haven't seen my other video, I will post the link in the description box down below. For those of you who haven't seen the other video, the other review of the other brooch, I put these little things there. They're kind of against humidity and stuff, because costume jewelry does not like humidity. It never did, it never will. So I'm really very, very protective of my pieces against humidity. Now this here is a little cute brooch from the main Fall/Winter 16 collection. I keep it wrapped in its Chanel tissue paper. However, I am planning on getting an acid-free or archival tissue paper that is, because I'm not so sure if this one with time would corrode the gold. I don't know, maybe not, but I'm just obsessing about these things. Maybe I shouldn't. Okay, so this little gidget here is the cutest brooch I've ever seen. First of all, again, I do believe that we are in the realm of Xoxo ateliers. I think they have made it. This one has poured glass in it. It has slate stone. So this one has a natural stone. It's in the eye and in the belly. And then they're covered with enamel.
Sorry guys, I meant to say resin.
They have been polished to become transparent. Then, as I said, glass. We have, here we have, again, what Chanel states to be a glass pearl that they coat with a special technique that Chanel has to create this pearly look. It's not a real pearl, however. And then we have the gold plating. It's a very pale gold, however. I mean, it's intense. It's very, very shiny, but it's not the 24-karat gold that they used to use in the 90s. And then we have little tiny, you can see them glitter, crystals. Whether or not they're using Swarovskis, I don't know, and I don't really care. I'm not a big fan of Swarovski. And then we have these little tiny stones there and there. I haven't figured out if they are glass or if they're some sort of natural crystal. No clue about those two. And then we have, and this, you can see, I mean, look how tiny this is. Now, we're talking here, I'm trying to figure out, no, I don't have anything to measure. Oh, well. But I can tell you that this is approximately 4 to 5 centimeters long. It's really, really tiny. And to put so much detail into such a small space is incredible. So in addition to everything that is very visible, you have here these miniature little pearls. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 on each side. If I come in too close, then it can't really focus anymore. But however, okay. So this is how close we can get. And then we have the little pearls here as well. We have, gee, they're so tiny. Give me a second. Let me see. 5 of them. So we got 5 pearls on one of the little legs and 5 pearls surrounding the other little leg. And then we have a little tiny crystal there and there. And the arms on both sides, well, I call them arms, but I mean they're anthropomorph kind of growings of something. It's asymmetric. You kind of, the first time you see it, you have the feeling they're symmetric, but they're not. Even this position of the crystals here and there are very different. These tiny little, I don't know if there's Swarovskis or not, but whatever, little tiny crystals, they're placed differently on each side. Now, when we flip it, you can see the transparency here as well. They have left, and I think that this has been done in the Xoxo ateliers, they have left kind of the opening so that these, you see, especially when we tilt it to the side, so that these little glass bits and enamel bits really reflect and kind of push through the light, which makes the piece glow even more. It's something typical to Chanel for this sort of piece. So as I said, I think it's Gousson, the ateliers of Gousson that made it, ateliers that have been working for Chanel costume jewelry for many, 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 many decades. This type of brooch is very whimsical. It is that type of costume jewelry that Chanel usually produces for their main pret-a-porter lines, whether it be fall, winter, spring, summer, sometimes their cruise collections, as well as their métier d'art collections. This one is definitely, to me, at the height of the quality of a métier d'art piece, even though it's like so tiny, but so much attention to detail went into it. However, as I was stating in my other video before, when I was reviewing this particular brooch, this kind of classicism or classical type of Chanel costume jewelry is only produced, usually mostly produced during or for their pre-collections, while at the same time, the main line kind of has or experiments more with innovation and twists and other takes on costume jewelry and on the Chanel kind of tradition and storyline. I mean, mind you, for those of you who are kind of shocked at this sort of depiction, this kind of sort of Aztec or Inca sort of reminiscent alien from the past or the future with a tiny little Chanel logo on its belly, with these weird yellow chunky teeth and asymmetric crazy eyes and a little crystal for a nose over there. You might be a little bit shocked by seeing it, but Chanel was famous also for her whimsical costume jewelry. She would, already back in the 40s, she created little tiny frogs that held, ruby or crystal in their mouth. A palm tree with a monkey on top of the palm tree that kind of had a spring on it, and it would wiggle, and you would have the illusion of it throwing coconuts on the guy sleeping underneath the coconut tree. Little flamingos, tiny little bursts of hearts, like a heart with an arrow in it, and then like a lot of hearts kind of falling and sprinkling down from it as a brooch. Little tiny hazelnuts, squirrels, all of these things were already made during her lifetime. So this is a kind of a very natural progression to that sort of ideology that she had of having fun with costume jewelry. Why did she, listen, this is a lot of speculation as well, because of course she was raised poor, she comes from poverty. It wasn't so easy for her to become as big as she was in her time, being an orphan and a woman. So it was extremely, the odds were all against her. So it's not really clear how much of her, inside of her, maybe consciously or subconsciously, how much of her was wanting to make fun back at the aristocracy and the rich people by kind of selling them, faux pearls and faux jewels at the price of almost real ones, just to kind of, have her own little personal revenge, or how much it was, as one of the favorite books of Chanel that I've ever read, which is The Allure of Chanel by Paul Morand, kind of co-written with Chanel during her exile in Switzerland. But of course, the book was published posthumously to her death, so she didn't really want it to be published. So whether or not Paul Morand changed anything, we do not know today. But if we were to believe most of the stuff that she said, she definitely did appreciate both. From that book, what transpires is that she did appreciate both real and fake jewels. However, she loved to wear also fake jewels, and she's famous for her fake jewels more than she is for her real jewelry, which she kind of began producing in 1932 with her first jewelry collection. But the costume jewelry was produced already prior to the actual jewel collection that she made, and the first one was all about diamonds and diamond constellations in the sky. However, if we are to go back to the costume jewelry, what is fascinating to note is the fact that it is playful, and it is constantly playful. No matter how much a bourgeoisie is dressed up in her costume jewelry, and no matter how much conservatism is present there, there's always a twist, there's always humor in it. The little tiny alien from the past or from some future civilization that already knows, or that already has known, or that still will after we have passed know of Chanel, is kind of an interesting key. It to me, it's reminiscent of some sort of symbol of something that is, I don't know, like a mystery, you know, that we have to solve. It's like a riddle. There's a riddle in here, and it unlocks some sort of mystery, and I haven't unlocked it yet, but who knows, maybe I will. But it shows us how fun and whimsical she is. You can check here as comparison. I have a tiny brooch in the shape of a music tape. It's a Chanel brooch from 2004. This one, let me just come in close to my okay. This one was made in Italy. The Gousson brooches with all these complex glass, pearl, and slate stone and crystals are made in France. This one is made in France as well. You have the little authenticity stamp right there. And this one states 16, gee, this is even smaller, A, made in France. So this is the main collection. You can see this one on the catwalk and also on the Fall/Winter 16 lookbook. The model that is wearing them has a bunch of these little tiny, all sorts of different aliens. There have been several out there. I will post a link to my Instagram page, my Instagram profile. I don't know what I'm talking about. You could check it out. It is Super Dacob, all spelled together. I have posted many photos and also a little video of this little guy, especially backlit as well, because when it's backlit, you can see kind of the translucency of it and how beautifully it comes to life when all the light transpires through these little teeth and one eyeball. The other one is not transparent, and then the crown, the head. So this is like comparison. You can see throughout the years, this is not just something that happens now. Oh, okay, Chanel 2016 made some funny brooch. No, we have a very kind of music reminiscent with a lot of colored, these were Swarovskis back in the day, 2004. Crystals used, and this little metal piece to kind of resemble music tape coming out, the magnetic tape coming out. There you have that. Here you have the authenticity stamp. Also, very fascinating, whimsical piece from the same collection, 2004, is a Chanel vinyl record, kind of coming out of its metal container. This is also enameled, lacquered, a lot of Chanel logos. And in the back, you also have the authenticity stamp. Here it is. This one is also made in Italy, I believe. Looking, yep. Most of the pieces of this music collection that also use these kind of chromed silvery bits are usually made in Italy. But if you wish, I can make, and I'm thinking of making, but let me know in the comment section down below, I could make more, I could make the video with my entire Chanel brooch collection. Let me know if you're interested in seeing that, because that's something that I'm interested in doing. It would be a long video, however, because as you can see, I have a lot to say about every piece, and I'm still not done talking about this one, and it's already over time. So let me know what you think in the comment section down below. However, this has been the review of this little fella. I hope you like this review. If you have, please do thumb it up. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. And as I'm saying goodbye, I will put a little quarter here next to the little fella so you could see just how tiny he really is. Almost the size of a quarter, maybe 2 quarters. Thank you so much for watching again. And hope to see you soon in the next video, where hopefully I shall showcase the entire Chanel brooch collection. So no matter what happens, guys, subscribe to my channel here on YouTube. I am also on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. And now, no matter what happens, no matter what sort of designs they throw at you, you just pick out the ones you love the most. You wear them with pride because you never give up on love. See you soon, guys. Take care. Bye.